to have an intellectual chat.
Oh dear God.
Top 5 female WWE superstars.
Oh, I wasn't ready for this. Okay, hold on. Let me get my stuff together.
NXT is
I'm getting.
included, right?
Yes, everyone
Okay.
but only WWE. So if they've done
Okay.
anything, so for example, Ember Moon, anything they've done outside WWE, Ember Moon, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, doesn't count. Which unfortunately means Io Shirai can't be put on this list.
Wait, why? She's in NXT though.
Yeah, but her best work is done outside of WWE.
But her work in
She's in
WWE is
WWE
still
right
better
now.
than.
Yes.
Well,
But her work
Exactly.
in WWE is still better than
Yeah, her
a lot of the
character's
other
great.
females.
Everybody still loves her,
yeah, but
even though she's a heel.
we're talking about as a she's a tweener right now. So we're talking about it as a collective of wrestling ability, microphone ability,
Io Shirai doesn't qualify for that?
storyline perspective. Also, Io Shirai's been hurt 50% of the time she's been here.
But the stuff that she has shown us, she delivered.
Yes, but the issue I have against Io Shirai is the same issue I had with Hideo Itami when he came here. Yes, she's here,
By
and when
all hype, and then
she's on TV, she's amazing. The problem is, she's been here for a year, but been on TV for about 6 months total.
blame that on WWE. Not her.
she's been hurt. It's not like Amber Moon where they're just not putting her on TV. Io Shirai's been hurt.
Me.
Io Shirai's been hurt twice in the span of 2 years.
This is not a long list.
And also, by the way, I meant to say all time, not just current.
I figured. Who's gonna start?
I think since Quentin's been waiting on this, he probably already has his list.
I have 3 guaranteed on my list
I have 3 guaranteed on my list as well.
for all time. And this is just from what I've seen. So if there's a certain female wrestler that is not to be superstar is not on my list, it's either because I never watched anything of her, or that's it. I've never watched anything of her.
Okay, so who's gonna start?
So I'm gonna throw the first name out here. Trish Stratus.
Obviously.
Well, that's not okay. In order. So Trish Stratus, Lita.
Of course. Can't include one without the other.
Mickie James.
Okay.
Asuka.
Wait, this from one. Wait. Is this from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1?
1 to 5.
Okay. Why is Asuka so low?
Because when I think Impact, the 3 women above her have had more impact on women's wrestling, or in WWE.
You said Impact. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, more impact in WWE.
Could you start the list over again?
Pause. It's not her fault because WWE been trying to push the 4 horsewomen into our and they've been trying to push the 4 horsewomen like ever since the new era started. It's been all about the 4 horsewomen. But for Asuka, she was undefeated. Mind you.
Correct. And I got a spoiler for you.
I don't recall neither one of the horsewomen being undefeated for that long.
And
yes, Charlotte beat her, but come on, they've been pushing Charlotte since the beginning.
Yes, and again, and I hate to spoil for you. None of the 4 horsewomen are in my list.
Since Asuka lost WrestleMania back in 2018, it's just been rocky for her since then. Like she's great now, but
that's why she's so low.
It damaged her losing Charlotte.
Asuka is based on this list purely from her work in NXT. If she did better on the main roster, she'd be number 3.
Better? She's the champion.
She's the champ because Becky Lynch got pregnant.
What more do you want her to do?
She's the champ because Becky Lynch got pregnant.
She still won Money in the Bank. You can't take that from her.
Why do you think she's number 4?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Quentin.
I'm not moving Asuka
I was
more
pulling
above
up the
4.
list.
What? Because
I was pulling up the list. Could you restart the list, please?
Okay, number 1 is Trish Stratus.
Okay.
Number 2 is Lita.
All right.
Those 2 are 1 and 2, non-negotiable, because those are the first 2 women to actually main event a show.
Got it.
Number 3 is Mickie James. For her work with Trish Stratus, as well as her other work that made the women what they are. A lot of women in WWE right now will reference Mickie James as one of their favorite wrestlers. Still. She'll recognize her as one of their favorite wrestlers. Still.
Okay. 4 is Asuka.
4 is Asuka. While Asuka has done everything, again, unfortunately, it's stop-start with Asuka.
All right.
Is that her fault? No, but unfortunately, that's what we are given.
And then number 5 is.
This was a very tough decision. Originally I was gonna put Sasha here. Originally. And with her just winning the tag team titles, that makes me want to put her here more.
That threw me through a loop. I didn't know how. I don't know. Like, I wasn't mad about it, but at the same time, I'm just still shocked. Like, I was not expecting that.
But my number 5 pick, for the work she did from 2012 to 2015, carrying the whole division on her back while the rest of the women were off filming Total Divas. Number 5 is AJ Lee.
AJ Lee. Yeah, wait. Why number 5? She's my number 1. AJ's my number 1.
Because unfortunately, at the time, while AJ was carrying a division, she wasn't
recognized. Yeah.
Not that she wasn't recognized. She wasn't given a lot of time.
But yeah.
Well.
And I can't put her above Asuka because Asuka's done a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly,
my list is gonna be wildly different from your guys. I can see that already.
Mind you, Jack, this is not looks based. This is overall package.
Yeah.
I went with the 5 who I believe could be the best.
It's top 5 all time. Not could be top 5 all time.
If it's top 5,
you have to understand. I haven't been around.
Pause. Can I say something? If it's all time, then it shouldn't be just WWE. Honestly.
Unfortunately, I got this list from the WWE Fox Twitter.
So what we fail to realize is that there's more than.
Yes, I know that, but we're limiting. We can do top 5 all time on a later date. Because if that's the case, I would put Gail Kim on this list.
Yes, she deserves to be on this list, but she just didn't get the recognition she deserves as a performer. As a performer, she is like wrestling was her life.
Yes, but again, as of right now, if we're focused strictly on WWE, we can go to TN. We can do a whole TNA list and
Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, Taylor Wilde, Awesome Kong, Sarita. Hell, Rosita, now known as Zelina Vega.
We're gonna have a conversation with that list whenever we get to that point. But for right now, it's past and present WWE wrestlers. I don't know
too much about the past. I've had 3 years of being an actual wrestling fan.
Okay, fine. You can go off your past 3 years, but you can't base it off what they may be. It has to be what they've done up to this point. Which is why Shayna Baszler is nowhere near this top 5.
No, what do you mean?
Which is why Shayna Baszler is nowhere near this top 5.
But she was such a destructive force in NXT.
She's not my like. She's so good at being a heel that you just love to hate her.
Oh yeah.
Like, I cannot stand her, but that means she's doing her job good, like better.
She's great.
She's great at her. She's great at being a heel. Like she's natural at it. That's why I can't stand her.
Correct. And Jack, to your question that she was such a dominant force in NXT, correct. But they still made her vulnerable to lose, and she has lost.
Yes.
Compare her to Asuka, where Asuka was never vulnerable to lose and had the same dominant run. Asuka did not lose at all in NXT. They had Asuka really had to vacate the title.
Shayna wasn't undefeated because I think her first loss was like in the Mae Young Classic when Kairi Sane beat her.
Yes.
That's when she lost.
And then she went to NXT, had a run.
But I will give her credit. I will give her credit for going to NXT because it's like she bounced back from that.
Yep, she went to NXT. She had a run, and then she ran to Kairi a second time.
Again, yeah. But history repeated itself, blah, 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 blah. But then she fixed that back in Evolution, and she became, like, one of the... Wait a minute. I don't want to say she's the longest reigning NXT champion, but, like, she was the second one. But I think Asuka
had that bitch for almost 2 years.
Shayna had it for 1 year.
I have bad news on my list.
And Shayna...
Shayna in a couple of months.
And Shayna lost her title in the middle of her reign. So it's not a full title reign. Shayna's a 2-time NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah, but she was the first 2-time.
Yes, she is.
I give, the first do matter, so...
So again, that's my list. It's not what they can be. It's not potential. It's currently. It's what we see up to what we've seen to now. To last night.
Oh, my list. Everyone's gonna hate me for my list then.
Jack, this is not the time to try and act like a troll just to be the bad guy.
Well, based on what I've seen, the most dominant forces that have been the best, it's gonna be mostly the four horsewomen for me then.
Jack, do your list first.
If it's my list,
just because we know this is not gonna be the best list, and I have faith.
Number 5. Start at number 5, unlike someone.
Starting at number 5.
Yes, low to top.
I'd have to say Ronda Rousey then, just because.
Oh no, he didn't.
Okay, yeah. So
for a whole year, she was pretty much fucking beating the shit out of everyone.
So, Hold on,
pause. I honestly believe that she was undefeated because she was from MMA and they were trying to hype her up. So
yeah,
correct. But
that's the only reason.
But before I dig into that and the actual quote unquote significance of that title run,
pause.
Finish your list.
Why did you have to put the most controversial one at the bottom? At least you didn't put her at the top.
She only had one loss.
Yeah, and where's she been since that one loss?
Well, she took up 1/3 of the years I've been watching. So
she pissed a lot of people off a couple of months back, saying that it was all fake.
Yeah, but hold on. Before we dig into that,
okay, look.
Before we dig into that,
I just want to say one thing if we ever get into that. Yes, the storyline and the characters are fake. Yes, but the fighting in the ring, like the moves they do, that shit is real. The injuries they suffer doing that moves is real. Jesus.
So just to back off that, then we get back to his list, because I'm going to dig into why Ronda Rousey shouldn't be nowhere near the top 5 list as soon as he finishes the rest of his.
Yeah. This next one.
But before we get that, because I want to say this before I forget it. If you say WWE is fake, you do not deserve to watch TV, movie, or anything else. Your favorite actor does not do their own stunts.
All reality shows are fake. But why do we still watch them? Because they're entertaining. It's like everybody forget what the E means in WWE. Entertainment. But let me go to my number 5.
We just get a whole list. We's giving all of Jack's list. We ain't doing the 5 one. That'll take too long.
I'm gonna say for 4 it's Alexa Bliss, just cause.
You know what?
2 years I was watching. She was an unstoppable force.
See, no,
She would win. She pretty much, she's held every belt, hasn't she? The only one she didn't never hold was the NXT.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I've seen her hold every belt. I've seen her be very hard to beat. Three has to be Asuka. Because the first year she was absolutely destructive. Second year, Asuka kind of was becoming a joke. And now she's starting to get some recognition.
Yeah.
But these next two, if we're going off of what I've seen on who's just been winning and destroying in the women's, if I had a choice, I wouldn't have put either of them on, but I have to, based on the parameters that Quentin set. It's just, I don't know which one to put at 1 and 2, so I'm going to say them both, because they're kind of interchangeable at this point, which is Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Because both of them, either one can be number 1 and 2. Both of them are fucking interchangeable at this point. Because Becky Lynch becoming the man and becoming absolutely unstoppable, and Charlotte never being, Charlotte just having like God mode on.
I don't agree with God mode. It's more like
See, now what makes me happy is now that you said that I can lump 3 of the 5-year list into one argument.
My choice, I want to state my original list would have absolutely been bullshit and didn't follow the parameters. I think only one of them would have fit into the parameters, but the other 4 I just see as like actually good wrestlers who have good mic skills but just haven't gotten the chance to accomplish a lot.
Jack, you've only been watching for 3 years, so I'm not going to dig into you like I would if this was Styles' list, because Styles knows better.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. You've only been watching for a few years. Jack, 3 of the 5 women on your list, while they held a title,
don't deserve.
No. Let me finish.
The opportunity to be on the list.
No, let me finish. While they held a title, actually, you know what? 4. Yeah, 4 of the 5 women on your list, while they've held a title, they never elevated the title.
True.
Ronda got the title only because Ronda got the title because she beat Alexa Bliss, who is the worst wrestler on your list, and Ronda's only been wrestling for 1 year.
Wait, pause there. I wouldn't say Alexa is worse. I don't think so, because she trained, she's bodybuilding, and when she was a heel, she was cunning and smart. Like when she won the Money in the Bank, I did not expect her to cash in right off.
Alexa Bliss shouldn't be on the list, but she should be like talked about at least because she has skill.
I wouldn't say she doesn't deserve to be on the list, but she did have a lot of potential. Like she does have potential, but I just don't get her goddess thing.
She's a great.
Like when you see her character before and what it is now, like it's a big improvement. Cause like she's one of those wrestlers. Like if you turn heel, like you're more better as a heel than you are as a face.
Oh yeah, like watching her as a heel, I absolutely hated her. Could not stand her. She did such an amazing job. Like she's great on the mic. She's just purely entertaining. I think she could be better in the ring.
I had a love-hate relationship with her. Like I love her skills in the ring and I love her mic skills. But what I didn't like is when she acted cowardly. Like I know that's part of it too, but the way she does it, it's like the same pattern.
Which again, I'd like to point out, there's only one person on your list who elevated a title. The 4 other women you put on the list, so everyone besides Asuka did not elevate the title when they had it.
I would somewhat argue that Becky, when she became the man and she won both the belts, there was a very small period, very small, where she elevated both those belts just a little bit.
She only had one of them for a month, so I would say that.
Yes, she had one for a month, and lost it due to Money in the no, not even Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was Money in the Bank.
No, she lost it to Charlotte the next month.
That's what I hate because Charlotte just had the title, just lost it, just to win it back again.
Man.
So again,
but here's the thing, I do think that short amount of time where Becky Lynch was at first the man, it was like...
Let me say something. I would like Charlotte a whole lot better if she didn't win the same titles over and over again. The whole NXT thing, I'm still not grasping that right. But like, if she won the tag titles, but I know she doesn't need the tag titles, so that's what I would say. But like, if she won Money in the Bank, if Charlotte wins Money in the Bank, then I would like her a whole lot more. Because I want her, like, I want to see something different. I'm tired of seeing her with the crown, like her with the bell, with the whole queen gimmick. Like, I've seen this too many times that I'm getting bored.
I wanna jump in on that for a second.
Which is what I'm saying. 4 of the 5 women have not elevated a title.
I want to say Charlotte. My problem with Charlotte is it's the exact same thing every time we see her.
Yes.
She just shows up. She wins the belt. There's never really a good storyline. There's no good storyline, so it's just annoying. It feels like she just shows up and wins just because that's all she can do. I don't think she's good enough to hold a storyline at this point.
All right. So back to the list and back to the main issues I have with your list.
Actually, I do want to hear Styles' list.
I'm still thinking. Well, I'm still thinking.
So again, Jack. I'm gonna cut a promo that the women on your list cannot cut.
That's not fair. Asuka doesn't know enough English.
Asuka cut.
Well,
here's the difference. Here's why I say one person built up a title and your other 4 didn't.
I want to say, if we're talking about mic work, I think Alexa Bliss has pretty fucking great mic work in the past. She's shown amazing.
Yes, but here's the thing. When the 4 women on your list, their mic work consists of putting down the other person, so when it comes time to the actual match, we don't believe that person is going to beat them. Ronda Rousey, every feud she had, it was, I'm a better wrestler than you,
or the
I will break your arm. With Alexa Bliss, it is, I'm smaller than you, and I'm smaller than you, and I'm still better than you. With Becky Lynch, it is, I'm the man, and I will break your arm.
I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm unbeatable. I held 2 belts,
and I will break your arm. And there was a good 2 months that she didn't defend the title. She was just fucking around with Charlotte. I'm the queen. I'm the best. I will break your leg. With Asuka did not have to say anything. Asuka let the other, not that she couldn't, because she proved she can cut a Japanese promo.
Asuka she started using the mist.
Asuka will only say, you're not ready for Asuka, which is similar to what the other 4 are doing, but instead of stopping there, or just running them down even more, she'll say that, and then she'll let the other person build up why they are ready. Instead of the other 4 is they have to try and build up why they can beat the person, only to get run down by them.
By the person. Like, the only one person I thought who could beat Asuka was Ember.
Because
who?
you got the
Ember Moon.
Because
Oh.
you got the feel that she could win.
Yes, I had a feeling she could win.
The other 4 women on this list. Well, 3 of the women on this list. 3 of the women on this list. No matter who they faced, it never felt like they could lose. Except with Alexa Bliss, who always had either Mickie James in her corner, she had Nia Jax in her corner.
Yeah, she always had someone in her corner.
Then she turned on Nia Jax, and then for some reason they went back to being friends with Nia Jax to have Nia Jax in her corner. Now she has Nikki Cross with her.
Right.
Which, in all honesty, she's bringing down Nikki Cross. Because Nikki Cross has already proven she can go toe-to-toe with Asuka.
I don't think so. I don't think she's bringing down Nikki Cross. I think Nikki can handle herself.
I'm saying Nikki Cross can handle herself.
Nikki, I don't think she's bringing her down. I think she is drawing more attention to her, which is good.
Yeah. Because
here's my thing.
Nikki Cross was red hot right after the last women's standing match she had with Asuka. Then she got called up.
Yeah, because she was like the Dean Ambrose of the women's division, but a whole lot more crazier.
She got called up, got cooled off, and she just got cooled off more because literally the only time I believe those Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross lost as a tag team, Nikki Cross ate the pin. Yes, Alexa Bliss lost singles matches. When it came to tag team, Nikki Cross always ate the pin.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think of that, it comes down to they're in a tag team. Yes, they won a tag team titles. But whenever they lose, it's because of Nikki Cross.
I wouldn't say that.
Not because of Nikki Cross, but she's the one eating the pin. 4 of the 5 people on Jack's list never elevated a title.
Just their egos and their characters.
Just their ego and character. Asuka elevated a whole NXT title. Asuka did more for the title when she first won. Than the 4 Horsewomen. No, not than the 4 Horsewomen. The only 2 people who did more for the title than Asuka was the 2 other 4 Horsewomen that Jack left off his list. Why is Alexa Bliss on your list and not Sasha Banks?
True.
Because I wanted to put Sasha Banks on, but from the 3 years I've seen, I wouldn't say she's really been that dominant.
I'm gonna give you a slide because when did you start watching wrestling? 2017?
2018.
I'm gonna give you a pass because you haven't seen her in her prime.
I have not watched any of the 4 Horsewomen in their NXT days.
Forget
not.
any.
No, not in NXT. Like when they were first brought up to the roster.
I have seen one match.
If he hasn't seen anything NXT, then you need to know there's a reason why we want Sasha to be healed by herself. Asuka single-handedly not only made Bayley a legit star, but made a little girl cry on live
I'm fully aware of that. I want to watch that match. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm not.
See, because when Sasha was at NXT, hold on, let me say this. When Sasha was at NXT, she was a heel. She was a bitch, but at the same time, she showed vulnerability. Because she cried when she first won the NXT title. Like at first, she was like her gimmick, and then I forgot who was interviewing her. I think it was Renee Young. She was saying, "Okay, all characters aside, how do you really feel?" And she started crying. Because she always wanted this. You can tell this was her dream, her passion, everything. So that's why she's on my list, because she had a story when it came to wrestling. The first live action, the first like her seeing it live for the first time, she was an Eddie fan, like because we all know this, like she loved Eddie Guerrero. But when she got there, he died. Like she didn't even know. Like everybody had like R.I.P. Eddie signs or whatever, and she just thought that, oh, is he having a match with the Undertaker? And she literally found out right there, her first time being in WWE live and watching it live, that her hero was dead.
Jack, no, Jack. Styles, while that's a very sad story, unfortunately, it has nothing to do with why she is or is not on the list.
So I want to.
No, what I'm saying is that she shows vulnerability. Like I know her as Mercedes, and I know her as Sasha, which is why I love her.
Correct.
Again, I would have put her
while she was in hiatus, and while she was in hiatus, well, like I wouldn't say hiatus, like while she was gone last year for a long time, like she wasn't slacking. Like she kept training. Like this girl went to Japan to train in wrestling, even though she was already like good.
She is the only horsewoman I really wanted to put on, but from what I've been watching, I don't go back a lot. I almost never go back to watch something, but Sasha seems, from the 3 years I've been watching, seems like she could be something, but she always has just fallen short in these last 3 years of doing something really amazing.
Sasha in these past 3 years has more title reigns than Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. Like how she kept, but that's because like Charlotte was in the I didn't like how they treated Sasha when she won the Raw. Every time she won the Raw Championship, because like she would always lose it in her first defense.
Sasha, I did watch one match where Sasha was Raw champion. No, it wasn't even a match because she got assaulted before she got in the cage.
That was Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
no, it still happened. That match still happened.
Did it?
Yes. It wasn't canceled.
That was Hell in a Cell, and she lost.
Right before they could cancel it, she got up and got into the ring with Charlotte.
It was Hell in a Cell. She lost that match. That was also the same match.
But she did lose that match.
She lost that match. That was the same match. She got thrown halfway off the top of the cell. She climbed.
No, she didn't get thrown off the cell.
They climbed up halfway, and she got powerbombed through the table.
Oh shit!
Turn that copyrighted music off. It's going on YouTube.
So hold up. The match I saw, the cage didn't make it down. Sasha went backstage after Charlotte attacked her.
She didn't go backstage. Like, they got up to, like, maybe the ramp, and then she got off the stretcher and ran into the cage.
Why do... I know I watched... Man, I don't remember that. I remember her... I thought she went backstage.
Then you probably
didn't go backstage.
Then whatever that probably was not even a match.
Alright.
For my number 4... Shoot. I'm thinking for my number 4. Oh, duh. For my number 4, I'm going to say, like, I don't know. Jack doesn't know who I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to say Victoria for number 4. If you know who that is, Quentin. If you know who that is, Quentin.
Yes. I can't put on this because her best work was in TNA.
No, but in WWE, like, when she was a heel, she elevated, like, she made the babyface look good. And she was a good heel and a good champion. Like, she was one of... But I think, in my opinion, like, she's on that list with the best rivalries with Trish Stratus. But she just haven't had so much recognition. But, like, she was a good wrestler.
Again, you're right. She was a good wrestler. But, again, the movie she doesn't have a lot of recognition because she's better known as Tara instead of Victoria.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't think she liked her time in WWE because, like, this is a time where, like, most of the divas, like, were only, like, sexual appeal or whatever. But
notice how my 5 did not have any woman who was only there for sexual appeal. Besides
no,
Lita,
like Victoria. Victoria, yeah, like Victoria was sexy, but like she was one of those girls. Like, okay, she was built like she was made for this. Like, she's a wrestler, not a pretty girl.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I said.
And
That's what I said. None of the females I put on the list came from that era.
and my next one, number 3, is gonna be Bianca Belair.
Styles, you should know better.
Why?
It's top 5 all time. We have someone who's never won a title on this list.
If it was my original list, she would have also been on my list. To be honest,
You've only been watching for 3. You've only been watching for 3 years. That's why you have the.
She's strong. Look, she's strong. She's fast. She's athletic. She's. Who do you know who's like that? Strong, fast, athletic. Like, come on, and been mostly undefeated until Shayna.
Asuka.
But a black person. Come on.
I know it's Black Lives Matter, but in fact, if you want to use a black person, use Jazz or Jacqueline.
They didn't get much recognition. I was gonna put them on the list too, but I haven't seen, like, I wasn't all into Jazz and Jacqueline. But I know they're both strong, and I know they're both hard hitters, but that's all I know. And they're both former champions.
I'm all for how athletic and great a wrestler that Bianca Belair is.
And what do you mean? Hold on, pause. And what do you mean I should know better? You should know better because you didn't even include China.
You know why I didn't include China? Because China was always second fiddle. She was part of DX and was always second fiddle.
But you chose Lita? Second fiddle, but have you not seen Lita? Twist of Fate?
Yeah, but when Lita was on her own having a match with Trish Stratus.
Using another person's finisher.
The Lita DDT?
No, the Twist of Fate.
Which is basically just a cutter, which everyone uses.
Not everyone.
I don't know.
Everyone uses a cutter.
Not everybody uses a cutter. I disagree.
Okay, so
everybody uses a face buster, but not a cutter.
There's 2 people in WWE right now who use a cutter.
I know, Randy Orton
and Austin Theory.
Okay, but that's not everyone.
That's not everyone.
And then if you keep going back to everyone who used the TKO as a finisher.
I don't think. Well, yeah, that is count the fireman's carry cutter, but that's not a jumping cutter.
The only person who does a jumping cutter is Randy Orton. DDP, who made a cutter, never did a jumping cutter.
Yeah, it was just standing up.
Shit, Stone Cold Steve Austin, that move was based on a cutter.
I don't think that's a cutter. That's his own move.
It's his own move.
That doesn't look like a cutter.
It's his own move, but it's damn near a cutter.
Not really. Because, like, I think a cutter is just, like, driving you straight down to the mat. With Stone Cold, he's driving your face into his shoulder. It's like his shoulder blade and shit.
Yeah.
But, again...
But I do like Tommaso Ciampa's version of the cutter. Like, the Psycho Cutter, how he hooks your arm. And then does the cutter.
There's a reason China's not on my list. And if Lita uses I'm sorry, but and if Lita uses a cutter, yeah, remember Lita and Trish Stratus at the time, if you still look back at my list, they were the only reason people watched women's wrestling at that time.
Okay, but not Stacy Keibler or Tori Wilson or Melina.
I can't name a good match out of the 3 of those wrestlers you just said.
What about Beth Phoenix?
See, I like Beth Phoenix, but all she was just strong. She was only strong.
No, she wasn't just strong. She was smart, too.
No, I don't remember her being strong. A strong monster heel. Because she was just bigger than the rest of the females.
She wasn't that bigger. Like maybe in muscle, yes, but
yeah, muscle.
You make it seem like she's a giant.
No, yeah, we're talking about muscle.
I also want to put Mia Yim on my list, only because look, even though it's a list, because like she was in like I first got introduced to Mia Yim when she was like in TNA as Jade, but like this is a wrestler I've been following. Like, come on, I love Mia.
So again, I'd like to point out currently work done in WWE.
Mia Yim also would have been on my list if it wasn't for the
Wait, hold up. Styles.
What?
How many 4 horsewomen do you have on your list before you get to your number 1? I'm just asking.
Just one, Sasha.
Okay. You're gonna sit here and tell me Lita didn't make your list of top 5 female.
I'm not gonna say she's top material.
Top 5 WWE wrestlers of all time.
I'm not gonna say she's not top material, and I'm not gonna say that I'm not a fan of her. I am a fan of Lita. I do like her style, like that. She's like that punk rock chick that everybody likes. She's just cool. I love her, but you know, I'm not drawn to her. Like, I recognize her, I acknowledge her. Yes, she's a good wrestler. She's Hall of Fame, for God's sakes. But, you know, different. It's like, you know, like with different people.
I'm having a hard time trying to understand why in a top 5 WWE list, top 5 all-time WWE, you have Mia Yim and Bianca Belair over Lita.
So what's your number 1?
I'm not putting them over, but like
I'm 10 out of 10 times. I'm 10 times 10 sure his number 1 is Trish Stratus.
Look, you're basing off of experience. I'm basing off of potential.
I said this list is not based off potential. This is all time up to this point.
Well, they have good. Fine. We'll cross out Bianca Belair and Mia Yim, even though they're good wrestlers as they are right now.
They absolutely deserve titles, and
they do. They do.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this: Mia Yim in her late 30s, she don't need a title.
Yes, the hell she does.
She deserves it, though. She don't need it, but she deserves it.
She's diverse. She has a good character. Like, honestly,
she's very talented.
She has experience.
You're right. She has experience. She is long in the tooth.
And
while she is a good wrestler, the fact that
hold on, like when she was at Impact, her and Gail Kim made history because like they were the like first Asians to be like in wrestling and like on TV for a long time.
You can't say they both made history. You can't say they both made history when Gail Kim's been in TNA since 2003, and Gail Kim was the first TNA knockout champion.
I know.
You can't say both made history when Gail Kim was there about 15 years before Mia Yim even got there.
No, it was like, I'm not saying like they both, like Mia Yim made more history than Gail Kim, but like they both made history while they were in a match together.
Okay, well, they're match together, sure. I'll give you that one.
I'm not saying they both made history overall in TNA.
But if y'all want to take the time out and we can send it for top 5 females, WWE females with potential, sure, we'll do that. I'm all for that.
See, if you would have given more time to like, giving me more time to get a list together, then it wouldn't be like this.
I said top 5 all time up to this point, and then
you didn't give me time. Like you didn't give me a notice. Like I just come in, hey, we're about to do this.
You think I thought about my list? I didn't put any thought to my list. I just knew 4 women. I just knew 4 women who were gonna be on my. 4 women who are gonna be on my list.
We're gonna have to do a redo of this, honestly.
Who's your number one?
Because I can't choose.
His number one's Trish Stratus.
No, my number one is not Trish Stratus. My number one is AJ Lee.
You're telling me you had a top 5 list and you didn't have Trish Stratus or Lita?
I mean, Trish Stratus is in there, but she's not my favorite. But I do like her, and she deserves to be in the top with women's wrestler. But I wasn't like I said once again, I wasn't drawn to her. AJ, I was drawn to. She elevated the Divas title. She was the first longest reigning Divas champion. Actually, the first WWE didn't want anyone to know about this, but she was the first time 3-time Divas champion. But like, cause she won the Divas title for Eve, her first time, but it was like a dark match, and Vicky Guerrero restarted the match. So blah 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 blah.
Yeah, those matches don't count, because if that's the case, we're counting times where a match restarted.
And plus AJ, she was like, when the promo, like, you know what promo I'm talking about.
Yep, but that promo got retconned.
I know, but when she did it, it was like how, you know, we thought it, but she said it.
Yeah, but there's a that also there's a reason why she's on my list, and there's a reason why the women she was talking about are nowhere near my list. There is a reason why
the Bella Twins.
You know the best about this. The Bella Twins are not the reason why that whole storyline got canceled. It was Natalya the reason that storyline got canceled. Natalya was
what storyline?
That AJ Lee pipe bomb. It was Natalya who felt a type of way about that promo, not the Bella Twins.
It's always Natalya. She's so sensitive. Now, how can you be a tough girl in the ring but so sensitive outside of it? Because, like, oh my god.
Oh, okay, sure.
If you watch Total Divas, in every episode, she's complaining. Natty is complaining about something. Like, she always makes a big deal out of something so small throughout the whole episode.
There's a lot of things I watch before I watch a full episode of Total Divas.
Like, I remember the episode, like, when they first introduced Paige into the cast, and, like, it was her, Natty, and Fandango. Like, they just went to some random party, and there were brownies there, and Natty ate a brownie, and then, like, Paige was, like, saying, you do realize that those are Reed brownies. So, Natty gets all paranoid, spits out the brownie, flushes it down the toilet, and she's thinking, like, oh my god, like, she's a drug addict. And, like, throughout the time, they're about to have, like, an upcoming drug test. This woman tried to wreck her own car with Cameron in the passenger to, like, make an excuse to why they were late to the drug test. And come to find out, Paige was joking the whole time, and it wasn't a Reed brownie, it was just a regular brownie. Like, she made a whole big deal out of nothing.
That's so stupid.
I'm sorry, but when Natalya on Total Divas is just like Chicken Little.
Everyone on Total Divas sucks.
Not really. Oh, and speaking of which, the only Total Diva I do like is Naomi. I'm pretty sure she's the reason why people still watch it.
Because I know damn well we ain't watching for Nikki and Brie Bella.
Those two are like the Kardashians of WWE. You can't say that's not true.
They most certainly are.
They are.
Came in and said, "Hey, we good. We're also going to marry."
They're the Kardashians of wrestling, but they're not dating black people. That's crazy.
And then we're also gonna marry the best wrestler in WWE as well as the best WWE superstar in WWE, because those two are different things. And then one of us gonna use our political power, so I become the longest reigning Divas champion over someone who, mind you, a few years ago told y'all I wasn't WWE title material. And then the other one is married to quite literally one of the best wrestlers on the planet, who does suicide suicide dives like his life depends on it. And it's like, you know what I'm gonna do for a suicide dive? Not get momentum going off the top, not get momentum going off the ropes, and then face plant.
What are you talking about?
Brie Bella.
Brie Bella.
Oh.
And then there was that one time where Brie Bella, it was this you know the catapult, someone catapult someone into the turnbuckle.
Yes, like you lift up their legs and then like
Yeah.
you fall down and then they come up and then they get launched into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I remember this vividly. This was during their return. Sarah Logan does that catapult, but it's supposed to be a catapult into Ruby Riott, it was a tag team match at the time. The catapult into Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott's supposed to hit her. She falls back down, and I don't know what the spot was going to be after that. This uncoordinated motherfucker does a catapult spot, punches Ruby Riott in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that same match,
how Liv Morgan got injured, knocked out.
How you married to the person who does the yes kicks? All you have to do is kick her in the chest.
You kicked her in the head.
How you kick her in the head 3 times?
I don't know. I hated that. Like how, you know, like you're dating a wrestler and you're using their move. Like, thank God for Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, because you don't see Becky doing that. Like, you don't see Becky doing the curve stomp or anything.
I don't trust a single woman on that roster to take a curb stomp.
What's her name? Chelsea Green. When she was in TNA, that was her finisher, a curve stomp. But it wasn't the neck. Let me finish. Like with Chelsea Green, when she does a curve stomp, it's not on the neck; it's on the back. Between the shoulder blades.
I'm not saying I don't trust them to do it. I'm sure they can actually do a curb stomp. To do it is, I'm not gonna say it's relatively easy, but you should be able to do it. I'm talking about take the move and not face plant themselves and knock themselves out.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
I know for a fact almost everyone on that roster will either just sell it terribly or oversell it and knock themselves out.
Dana.
No, Dana won't sell it properly and will do like a John Cena sell.
No, I think
here's what Dana will do, like a weird sell where she'll probably land chest first and not face first.
All right.
Sasha Banks will probably kill herself.
Yeah, Sasha will probably oversell it.
Sasha, I think she can sell like RVD and Ricochet, and she'll break her neck.
Yeah, I don't like that mindset she has. Like, she's fast enough to be a high flyer, but I don't think she's agile enough to be a high flyer.
But anyway, Styles.
See, look, if I ever become a wrestler, that's going to be my style. Like, I'm fast enough to be, like, jumping, like, off the ropes, but I won't be actually doing nothing crazy, like, no flips or nothing. Like, maybe I'll use the ropes to my advantage, but all the high-flying flips and shit, I don't think I'll be doing that.
Okay.
But anyway, back to what you're saying?
To backtrack to your list, you have 2 spots you need to fill. And if you don't want to put in Trish Stratus or Lita, off the top of my head, and you put Victoria in here, which is also wild. Off the top of my head, you haven't touched Mickie James. You haven't touched Naomi.
I do love Naomi, but the reason why I'm not touching on it because I haven't seen more of them, and I'm really upset with what WWE is doing to Naomi. Because at the beginning of the year, I was so confident that she's gonna win a championship back.
Wait, so you're talking about? Okay, so now I have the question is, you're upset that they didn't do more with Naomi, even though Naomi is a 2-time women's champion, but you put Bianca Belair at number 3 and Mia Yim at number 2.
I didn't put them at number 2 or number 3. Like, I didn't put them in a specific order. I just said that they're part of my top. Like, I'm still can't put them in order. Like they're up there, but I wouldn't say number one or number two or number three. I'm just like going off of who I can thinking of. Okay, fine. Let me try again. See, but like I don't want to like I don't want to pull out like of course like when you think of top women's wrestlers in WWE, of course you're gonna say Trish. Of course you're gonna say Trish and Lita. Like I don't want to be like that. Like you already brought them to the table. Like of course you're gonna like of course they're gonna be mentioned.
So sometimes, even if something's predictable, it's still the right answer.
I know, but at the same time, you don't want to hear that over and over again. Like, oh, I agree. I totally agree.
Example.
Like,
example. Having
where's
Conan...
Jack?
Just listening. Or either that or he left.
I'm still here.
Just listening, like I thought. Speaking of Jack, Styles, here's an example. When me and Jack made our top 10 cartoons list.
Potential. I was going off of potential. My bad.
No, I'm not talking about that anymore. I'm talking about you not wanting to have Lita and Trish as 1 and 2 because everyone knows that. Even though you know something's going to happen, doesn't mean it doesn't make it the right choice. Me and Jack went to the top 10 list without talking about our list. Both of us damn near knowing that.
Because that one was legitimately my favorite show ever.
It was everybody's favorite show.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things where even if everyone knows that's the right answer, no matter, even if everyone knows they're going to be on your list, doesn't mean it's not the wrong answer.
Once again, if this wasn't last minute as fuck, I would have made a better list.
Nah, sometimes the last minute lists are the best lists. They give you.
Nah,
that's the real list
for you.
Because that's your real feeling.
Because when it's last minute, that means that's your real list. You don't have time to think. Oh well, maybe this or maybe this.
No one can get upset if I say this instead of this.
Look. I can understand what you're coming from, but you're talking about WWE, something I really do like. But I've been watching ever since 2013, nonstop. I have to think.
Wait, only 2013?
Yes.
See, like, now, if you would have
watched it when I was little too, but like I don't remember much of it.
You didn't really care then.
It's not really I really care, but like when I started getting back into it, I had to re-educate myself.
See,
yeah,
Styles, here's where disclaimers needs to be said. Jack said he's only been watching for the past 3 years, and that's why I cut him some slack. That's why I'm giving you more shit than he does, because even though you still watched more, first of all, you know who Victoria is, which means you had to go back and do some research.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you want to know how I had to upgrade myself with this? By both playing the video game. Like, because the only wrestling game I had at the moment was, like, SmackDown versus Raw 2010 and 2011. So I was familiar with some of the people, but that's when I stopped watching it. Then 2 days later, because I got bored, I started watching it again back in 2013 because I was sick of cartoons.
Side note, best wrestling game to ever come out.
So this is why AJ was number 1 for me. Because, like, as soon as I started watching it, like, the very first time I was watching it.
2013 was the rise. Yeah, that was either the rise or the height of AJ Lee.
I was watching it when she was at her peak.
Yeah. I mean, she was at her peak, and while she was out there having great matches with Caitlyn, the Bella Twins and Naomi and Natalya were all dicking around in 6-woman tag matches.
Yeah, it was like always the total divas versus the quote true divas.
Which that itself is terrible because I believe Rosa Mendez was on the real divas side.
Oh my god. Rosa is another story. Like, she was just there. She didn't improve. She didn't slack either. She was just there.
In that same 7-on-7, I believe they had JoJo pick up a pinfall over somebody. And at that time, JoJo was 17.
No, she wasn't 17. She was 19.
okay, she started when she was 17 because at one point when she was in WWE, she was too young to wrestle.
Damn, who did she get a pin over? I think it was Oksana. Because it was an elimination match.
Yikes. Oksana. Just yikes.
Oh, God. Can we go to the worst? Please, can we go to the worst? Like, I don't think... No, Oksana doesn't deserve to be on the worst, but I know someone who does. Eva Marie. Eva Marie.
Now, hold on. See, hold on. Before I say this, because I want that to be a separate topic, and I'm about to run over on time on this.
Are you saying that Eva Marie deserves to be her own topic of oh my God. Is that what you're saying?
No, because I have a different opinion on that. But
what's your opinion on Eva Marie?
Styles, you're gonna
hear this.
No,
I want to hear this.
Again, yeah, you're gonna get to hear this in the next 2 or 3 minutes. What I'm gonna do first, though, is cut this video off and make that a whole separate video. Cause during the middle of that topic, Jack's gonna get 2 different sides of the same coin as far as what Eva Marie is. Cause we get to educate Jack on the life and times of Eva Marie. But first, I'm gonna cut the video off. Well, not cut the video off.
I wouldn't even call it the rise and fall of Eva Marie because she never even rose.
Oh no, there was a rise, but we're gonna get to that.
There was no rise.
We're gonna get to that in the next.
At the beginning.
We're gonna get to that in the next video.